before Christ. Our lives were a lot about each other, a lot about a lot of selfish things. Our headstrong ways put us in a very bind about how we did things, and there was no prayer. Thankfully, we were in this church. We knew about Christ Sanctified Holy Church through a little bit of her family. Me, I'm completely from the outside coming in. So it would be in 2015, in June of camp meeting here is when I came to the Lord.
Anyone else that feels the call of God, these altars are open.
So I was sanctified the year before. I had already kind of had the tug. We'd been going to church for a little while. I was a little bit more, consistent, being that my family, started going to the Albany church decades ago. And then, of course, when we started having some problems, you get in your lowest point, you know that the only answer is God. God can only pull you out of the valley. So during that time was whenever I felt like this is, he was speaking to me, and I felt the need, and I knew that we needed a change, and the only change was to make a start with God and to correct all the things that we needed to correct, and of course make a better future for our children. So 2014 was the year that I met Jesus, and it was, of course, that camp meeting that July. I feel like for the most part you have a change of heart. I mean, not just at the altar, but from there on out, the person that you were before compared to the person that you are after you get sanctified should be totally different.
We have large congregations all around us that truly believe that the best you can do is come in and kind of glorify God in a spiritual kind of way at church, and then you turn around and your life never changes. So for me, coming to God meant a lot of change. And I knew that in the beginning because this church taught it. It taught change. It taught a completely different human being and who you're supposed to be. And a lot of people on the outside looking in, they're like, there's no way. There's no way that can happen. But on the other side of that, God gives us a lot of grace. Because coming to God, we had to work through a lot of things. And her being the glue to the relationship helped us work through those things.
The Bible tells you that man will fail, but, our God will always be there. Obviously, it helps to have a relationship with a sanctified person and to be married to a sanctified person and be able to talk to him. But when you go to the Lord in prayer, you know that you are praying to God Almighty, and he is the maker, the creator, and he can make any crooked path straight. You just have to believe and follow and pursue his will.
It's always about sharing what God has done for us. So I feel like even in my daily walk, not just standing up there in church, it's my daily walk. I have to represent that every day. You want to be somebody different. You want to be a peculiar people. The Bible talks about that very heavily. You want to be a very peculiar people. You want to be somebody different. We're here to lead by an example so that we can get you to home in heaven.